¿Quién es ese que está ahí?
I'm trying to figure out money like stage or actually I just remembered they had a meter here.
Oh, it's really nice when you come here at night. It's part of Riverwalk. Riverwalk in San Antonio. I think that's like one of the art museums over there.
boat captain for this tour. If you'd like to, you can call me Captain Aaron, or you can say Captain Aaron. That's right. Oh, and by the way, I am a native to San Antonio. So, hola, me llamo Aaron Mateo Estrada Cárdenas. Perdón, no, la español no sabe nada. Basically, so my full name is Spanish, and I don't know like Spanish. So here's my full name in English. It is Eric Matthew Estrada Cardenas. Alright, so now I do of course the safety rule, so please listen up and pay attention. My number one rule, there is no standing aboard my boat unless you're me. And also, please keep everything inside the wooden rails at all times. I only have that rule because there's a lot of people that like to drop their cell phones into the water. Speaking of which, if you were to find yourself inside this river at any point during your visit here to the Riverwalk, do not panic. Stand up, get out. The depth of the river here is only 4 feet, 5 feet deep. And yes, we do have life jackets aboard the boat. They are located inside of the hatches over here to my right and left side. They have never been used before, and we will try to keep it that way. And also, if you were to get caught using any tobacco products here on the Riverwalk, it can get you up to a $200 fine for using cigarettes, cigars, e-cigarettes, vaping, and even dipping. $200 fine. By the way, this is San Antonio, Texas, not California, Colorado, or Vegas. If you were to get caught using a 420 product, marijuana, it could be a little higher. There you go, so you got the joke. Alright, so everyone please be careful with your phones facing up because they might be shining into someone else's eyes. Now, you have it. Oh, hold on. Are y'all even ready for this tour? Yeah! Oh, come on, are y'all ready? Yeah! There we go. Now, you have entered the Artisan Room Theater, completed in 1941, and look to the stage on my right side. This stage on my right was used in the movie Miss Congeniality, starring Sandra Bullock during the bikini competition scene. That's how I remember it. Now my wife, she remembers it this way. Do you remember when the judge was asking the contestant, what is your perfect date? And her response to that was, April 2010, because it's not too hot, not too cold, just a nice like that. Pretty good, huh? I'm practicing that voice over here. Now behind me is the bridge known as the Rosita Bridge. It is mean that they're very famous Sahana pioneer known as Rosita Fernandez. They sing and dance in a summer-long festival known as Fiesta Noche de Rio for about 25 years. And on my right side is a statue of a vaquero wrangling up some bulls. This statue is leading to the Bristol Western Arts Museum. Now, the Bristol Western Arts Museum had opened October 2013, and inside houses Pancho Villa's last known saddle and Santa Anna's ceremonial sword. And also inside, there is an interactive diorama of the battle for the Alamo. And an old-style rotary phone. Now, when I say an old-style rotary phone, I am not talking about the rotary phone you pick up like this. I'm talking about the rotary phone you pick up like a cup and put it to your ear. And you gotta crank it. And yes, the museum will let you play with it. And everyone, I gotta say, thank y'all for not standing up. Especially right here. Because where the support beams are located, this is the lowest bridge on the Riverwalk. And it is also one of the 5 Rosetta bridges we have left on the river, which means it is not held together through welding, but through rivets. Over here on my right side is a black sculpture on an island known as Father Moss in a table. It was placed there in 1991 to commemorate the first Catholic Mass held on June 13th, 1691. And this island, these 2 beautiful couples are sitting on, this island is known as Marriage Island. Because on average a year, there's about 300 ceremonies that take place on this island. Weddings and proposals. No, not today? Alright, not today. Now, it is said that if you were to get married on an island, it will bring you good luck for the rest of your marriage. And personally, I do pray that's true. Because my wife and I got married on an island a little over 9 months ago. And when we had heard that it brings you good luck for the rest of your marriage, we decided to test that luck out in Vegas. Yeah, they weren't talking about that type of luck. We actually just finished recovering financially about early last Friday. Now, for those of you that might be looking for a place to sleep for the night, I just wanted to tell you that I do not recommend this red building in front of us with the rocket ship to the right side. Because that is the Bexar County Courthouse. It had opened up in 1897, and it is the oldest continuously running courthouse here in Texas. It is made out of Texas granite and red sandstone. And for the roofing, it is made out of green and red tiling. Now I have a question for y'all. Who are you gonna call? That's right, Ghostbusters. Look to the building over here to my left side and look all the way up if you can. Do you see the gargoyles at the very top of the building? Guess what? This building, it was not used in the movie. That is in New York. This is the Tower Light building, and it was completed in 1929 on close to $3 million. Now the owners of this building at the time were the Smith brothers, who were very superstitious people. That is why they added the gargoyles at the very top of the building and those faces you see underneath the second-story windows. Those faces are called grotesques. They are there to ward off bad luck and bad business. Now, can anybody here tell me what happened in 1829 when that building was completed and close to $3 billion? That's right, the stock market crashed. The Great Depression happened. They had to sell the Smith and Young building on close to 10 cents to the dollar. After they completed it on close to $3 million. That is when the Sears and Roebuck company had bought the building out close to $300,000. And they only utilized that building up to the 5th floor. So we're just going to stay here for a little bit longer. Yeah, this morning was absolutely gorgeous. Now it's getting hot. Now, here we go. Coming over here to my right side, you will be seeing the International Center. It houses the trade offices of Canada, United States, and Mexico. Now, there are a couple of restaurants located inside of this building. There's one really fancy American restaurant and one sushi restaurant. And here on the river level, it is currently flooded. Because this is where we store boats at the end of the night. And we charge them up like little phones. Because these boats here are all electric. That's why they're so quiet. I mean, can you believe that though? There are 16 AAA batteries powering this boat. No, I'm kidding, they're not AAA batteries. Yeah, there's 16 between, actually D batteries. D batteries. Yeah, but these are like between golf cart and car size batteries. Yeah, there's 6 over here to the left side and 6 over here to the right. So if we go down, it'd be quite shocking. Now, we have just passed over floodgate number 4, which rises out of the water like a little drawbridge, and floodgate 5, which is behind me to the left side. You see how it looks like a little drop off back there? That's because it is. It is a 15-foot drop. That is why I'm not taking you out back there. Now, the reason why we have flood control here in San Antonio is all because of a massive flood that had occurred in September of 1921, where the floodwaters were so bad, they were 9 feet above street level. That is when a man known as Robert H. Huffman had pitched his idea for flood control here in San Antonio. Now, how the flood system works is the natural bend of the river downtown like a horseshoe, like a letter U. And right now, we are currently on a man-made section that completely blocks it off like this. Because floodgate 4 will rise up, floodgate 3 just a little further down ahead, come straight down, and this will block off the downtown area from possible flooding. And it will send all the excess water straight down south towards floodgate 5. And floodgate 5 can lower 15 feet in order to match the water levels as you see here. The building still over here to my right side is the Drury Plaza Hotel. It had opened up in 2007, but it was originally the Alamo National Bank building in 1929. And over here to my left side, way past the stairs on my left, is the San Fernando Cathedral. Now, the cathedral was founded in 1731 by 16 families from the Canary Islands. And inside of the cathedral houses the remains of the defenders of the Alamo. Well, most of them anyway. Because they don't know that there is 2 brothers fighting on opposite sides of the wall of the Alamo. And the surviving brother had Santa Ana, because Barry's dead brother. Santa Ana had agreed, but the rest of the bodies of the defenders of the Alamo were stacked all together and then burned. The number using the tiki torch is to my right side. Yes, it's a brand new tiki bar called Hugman's Oasis, where they only serve drinks. And only to adults. Now you see this giant tree over here to the left side? This is the oldest cypress tree on the Riverwalk. It is well over 200 years old, and it does have a couple of nicknames. One is known as the sniper tree, because during the Texas Revolution, a Mexican soldier was stationed up there with his rifle and would shoot any unsuspecting Texans that were watering the horses along this area of the river. Second nickname for that tree is the Ben Milam tree. Ben Milam was an unsuspecting Texan on the river. He was a colonel during the Texas Revolution, and he was recruiting members into the army along the river. That is, until December 7th of 1835. That's when he got shot in the head by the Mexican sniper, and instantly perished from that headshot wound. Don't worry, that's the only gruesome story I'm about to tell y'all. And behind me is Buggy 3, where the door comes straight down, and it takes about 15 minutes for that door to come down. You know, for a second I thought you were taking a picture and not recording. Alright, so park here for just a moment, please. Don't worry, I promise y'all it's clear liquid. Clear liquid. Does anybody here enjoy drinking alcohol so much that even if it were to become illegal again, you would still drink it anyways? If that silence means yes, this is the perfect place for you. Behind me to the right side. That is the Esquire Shower. It was established in 1933. Yes, the same year that Prohibition was lifted. And before the tavern was established as a tavern, it was a barber shop. And it is rumored that just 6 minutes after Prohibition was lifted, the Esquire Tavern had opened up as a fully stocked bar. Just 6 minutes after Prohibition was lifted. And inside of the Esquire, there's still a speakeasy type bar. But it's only open Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Over here to my right side is another ticket location for our company. This is the Aztec Theater. It had opened up in 1926 as a silent movie theater. Now the popularity of the theater was in decline in the 1970s, so it got set for demolition. But luckily in 1992, it got marked as a historical landmark which had saved the building, but not the business. And on the upper floor that is now being used as a concert hall. Now, has anybody here ever seen the movie Selena, starring Jennifer Lopez? Good. Then look at me. And I want y'all to be jealous of me. Yeah, because that bridge behind me was used in the movie Selena. During part of the scene with Selena Quintanilla and Chris Pettis were talking on that bridge on how they should get married. And in the movie, do you guys remember when she was sitting on it from this side and the boat captain was going underneath the bridge? Guess what? Let's see. Now, the building you see over here on my left, it opened up 16 years after the Battle for the Alamo. And it opened up in 1853 as the St. Mary's School for Boys. And then had later on became St. Mary's College School of Law. And then 2 graduates from the School of Law had decided to quit their paths in law and had transformed their old school into a hotel called La Mansión del Rio in 1968. But then in 2006, the Omni had bought it up and they transformed it into La Mansión del Rio to the Omni. La Mansión del Rio. Pretty big nation. Now, for those of y'all that enjoy optical illusion, things that mesmerize, look to the building on my left side was all the way up on my left right now, all the way up. This wall looks like it's freestanding. It looks like it can come down at any second. And the reason for that is because this is an iron building, which means it is in the form of a triangle. Now this building had first opened up in 1930 as the NACOM, and it was the first hospital here in the United States to offer central air conditioning. And it was also the birthplace of the comedian Carol Burnett, Oliver North Colonel, and even the former mayor, Henry Cicero. By the way, building is no longer being used as a hospital. It is now being transformed into a hotel. Ah, yes. A hospital being transformed into a hotel. Another possibly haunted hotel. Now, speaking of hotels, here's another one for y'all right here in front of us. This is the Hyatt Regency Hotel. Now, the Hyatt Regency Hotel that opened up in 1981. It was hoping to be 30 stories tall, but today it is only 16 stories tall. And the reason for that dramatic change is because the Alamo is its next door neighbor. And the Alamo is a war memorial, and it cannot cast a single shadow upon any war memorial at any time throughout the year. And if you would like to get to the Alamo from the Riverwalk, you can just go through the Hyatt Regency Hotel behind you to the left side. You can't really miss it, because there's glass windows and glass doors. And inside of the Hyatt is a waterway that you can follow up. Once when that waterway ends, cross the street, and you will be at the Alamo Plaza. But before you're able to cross the street, you will be coming face to face with a cannon. Don't worry, it's just a picture, but behind that picture is an actual cannon. But with no fuse or gunpowder, so you cannot light it. Now here to my right is the Casino Club building. It had opened up in 1927 as a merger between two society clubs. And then had later on opened up as an apartment building. Has anybody here ever read a book called Roots? Or you can TV show or the movie? Well, the author of the book Roots, Alan Chaley, actually wrote it in the Casino Club building. By the way, the building is not a casino. It's called that. Well, yes, there is some. But though if you do find some here in San Antonio, they will give you gold and silver to sell through their spots. Not that I know. Now, for those of you that are looking for Tex-Mex food, you're in luck. One behind me to the left, behind me to the right, over here to the left, and over here to the right. Tex-Mex, 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 and Tex-Mex. But if you're looking for steak, seafood, and a good sweet margarita, then I'll highly recommend Bundo's to my right side, because they also serve a really good prickly pear margarita. It is delicious. I ended up only getting one, so I had to get 6. Oh, and they also have casinos at Indian reservations as well. Now, over here to my left side is Cafe Olay, home to the 60-ounce margarita with 13 shots. 60 ounces, 13 shots, here at correctly, that's $30. Over here to my right is the Republic of Texas, where they serve their own tequila and whiskey. And this is also the office for Robert H. Hudson. There's a bus to my right side next to the stairs. That is what Robert H. Hudson had looked like. You remember him? The one that came up with the idea for flood control here in San Antonio? Well, after his plan for flood control was finally completed in 1941, he wanted to show everyone they could finally bring their businesses down the river. Because by placing his office here on the river, he was showing everyone that he was willing to sacrifice his property and his life. Yes, he spent the next 5 years on the Riverwalk before the first restaurant had finally opened up, which is located to my right side. I'll talk to you about that in a moment. Look over here to my left. You see that man out of the red t-shirt talking to that plant? It's not a plant. Human. That is the Texas Bushman. That's right, Texas Bushman. That's his TikTok and YouTube. Now, like I said, Casa Rio is the first restaurant here on the Riverwalk. It had opened up in 1946. And it was also the first restaurant here on the river to offer riverside dining and river dining. Before COVID-19, we had offered dining boats, cocktail boats, and even a shuttle service. And as of about 8 weeks ago, all of our services have resumed. And not only did we resume our services, but also we added a few new services as well. Like we have ghost tours every so often during the weekends. We have Black History tours. You can choose from 1 hour or 2, and we have Spanish-speaking tours as well. You have left the natural area of the Riverwalk, completed in 1941 and has wet base. You have entered the man-made extension, which we think is the mall. The shops at River Center. Now, does anyone here remember seeing a red spiral sculpture next to McDonald's? It's behind me to the left side. That is the torch of friendship. It was. Oh, you have one as well? Oh, okay. Yeah, and make sure you take it from different angles because it looks like the flame's really relaxing or really fighting each other. Because the torch of friendship was placed there. Okay, it was given to us by a world international artist in the name of event. And it is there to signify the friendship between Mexico, the United States, and Canada. No matter how complicated our friendship can be, that we still remain united even during the toughest of trials. And the torch of friendship was placed here in 2002. And so doing our food taste together. Now let's get it with attention over here to the right side next to us. See those two metallic flowers coming out of the ground? That artwork is called Bloom, placed there almost a year ago, and there is no history behind it all. It's just they look pretty. What I can tell you about it is that the artist is her name is Puerta, and she made it out of recycled bicycle parts. And you guys remember seeing that tall tower over here to my right side that resembles a churro holding a cupcake? That is the Tower of the Americas. And it was built there as a staple for the World Tennis Fair of 1968. And up to the very top of that antenna, it stands at 715 feet tall. It is the second largest freestanding tower here in the United States. The first one is not the Space Needle in Seattle. It is actually the Stratosphere in Las Vegas. And the Tower of the Americas here, if you do not want to take the elevator up to the observation deck, or even to the restaurant that rotates 360 degrees every hour, don't worry. You can just take the 952 steps. I mean, it's only a 650-foot incline. Somebody actually ran up those steps in just 5 minutes and 18 seconds. And I'll tell you this, I am never doing that again. Just kidding. That score was actually made on January 29th of 1981 by a 16-year-old high schooler named Tommy Johnson. Oh, no, those later on the story. Don't worry about me. I know exactly what my blog. Can I see that statue behind me of a young woman gazing into a star? She's holding her right hand. Anybody guess the name of that statue? Sparky. Now, you see how she's made out of a black material? That's just volcanic rock from an active volcano in Mexico. And the designer of that statue, his name is Fernando Reyes. And he said that statue is up for interpretation. And you see everyone over here on the right side? They are waiting for a boat. They'll be waiting here until tomorrow. Alright. Now, raise your hand if you have someone with you that will spend your money for you. And I highly recommend for you to hide your wallet and find your person now. Because I'm about to take you out to the mall. Do the shops at River Center. But before I talk to you about the mall, have you noticed yet there's different colors to these boats and different designs? Well, yes, there's 5 different designs for these boats and 5 different colors. Now, the first design for a boat that we can think of is the military design, because we love to show appreciation for our military members. Speaking of which, do I have any military personnel aboard my boat today? Any active, retired veterans, or any first responders? Please show them a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your service. Now, the second design for these boats is the Tri-Centennial Design, because a few years ago, San Antonio was celebrating its 300th year. San Antonio, we became a city in 1718, 304 years ago. And the third design for these boats is the San Antonio mission design. That one portrays the 5 missions we have here in San Antonio on the boat. Do you want me to list them out? Yeah? Alright, so there's San Juan, San Jose, Espada, Concepcion, and you cannot forget about the last one because you have to remember the Alamo. That's right. Now the fourth design for these boats is the one you're currently on. This is the Dove design, which simply signifies peace and prosperity. And as for the fifth design, I'll give you a hint. Look up. It's the sun design. Because on average a year here in San Antonio, we have about 300 days worth of sunshine here in San Antonio. And if you are as lazy as I am, it makes it extremely difficult to keep the grass green, especially if you don't have a sprinkler system. That's why my wife and I just put some rocks down recently. Yeah, she picked out the color and I laid out all the rocks. And do I have children aboard the boat? Kids? Oh, yes. So, children, look behind me. There's a trampoline so you can jump on back there. But not only is there trampolines, look up higher. You see that green, orange, and blue metal? That is a sky-high jungle gym, where they even let you do a zip line as well. And not only are those two attractions here inside of the mall, the Shop the River Center, but there's also a little over 100 retailer stores. There are 4 restaurants here on the river level alone. There's many more restaurants inside, including a Dave & Buster's, where you can drink and play at the same time. And parents, I am sorry for saying this for your kids,